Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Sheffield. With me I've got Eddie HEARN. I've seen you for a couple of months. Eddie, how are you?
Doing good, mate. Doing good. Good week in Miami last week. Here in Sheffield. I say it's a bit like having a birthday party. When you open the door to the press conference, you think, I hope it's busy. And it was packed today. It's a good sign. And I got a big show on Saturday. Done a lot of tickets. Looking forward to seeing Kel. Great card. Galahad Moreira's a really good fight. Terry Harper's one of my new favourites. You know, yeah. No, but I like the story, and I think she's a really talented fighter. So, looking forward to kicking off the year in Sheffield for the UK on Saturday.
Talking about Kel Brook then, up 154. I believe this is for the WBO Intercontinental title against DeLUCA. Just talking about that fight itself. Does Kel need to put on the best performance of his life against DeLUCA?
Yeah, I mean, Kel's talking a great game, right? And I think always. To make a big change in your life, you've got to accept what's happened previously. And to hear him say, I've cut corners, I haven't been disciplined, you know, all the things that we know, but once you accept it, you can move on. And I feel like he's done that now. Got a little bit spiritual as well. Maybe he's found God or something like that. And been through some dark times, girls. Just because people don't necessarily talk about it doesn't mean that they don't go through dark times themselves. And I believe he has done that. He's talking all the right things, but if you're not the fighter you were, it doesn't matter what you say. You know, if your legs start deceiving you, if you're not as sharp as you were, if your timing goes, it doesn't matter if you want it more now than ever. You're done. And that's what we're going to find out on Saturday. The reason we chose DeLUCA is he's tough as nails. He's going to push Kel all the way. It's a massive opportunity for him. So we'll find out what Kel Brook's got left. You're not going to not know after Saturday night if Kel Brook is the same fighter, because you'll have to be. Yeah. And he can't afford to win this fight, scrape through it, get off the floor. Do you know what I mean? He's got to look great. And he's talking like he's going to be great. So let's see if he can put on that special performance that he says he can. I expect a great fight from DeLUCA. I've had him on 3 of our shows, always in good fights. Good honest pro, ex-Marine, absolute machine, fit as a fiddle. And again, it's going to be interesting. And a big 154. You know, all of a sudden, we've spent the whole of Kel Brook's career worrying about his weight. Now he's on weight at the presser. I mean, he ain't been on weight like in his whole career. So, is he a 147 when he's living the life? Do you know what I mean? For me, I like him at 54. But DeLUCA's a big, strong 54. And I think he's going to tell us a lot about the weight.
Well, all going well for Kel on Saturday night. He does look good. He's hoping for a world title shot. 2-time, 2-weight world champion in 2020. I mean, the 154-pound division right now is probably the best division, I reckon, because they're playing hot potato with these world titles. Everyone's getting passed around. Is there a route you've got mapped out for Kel? Being that this is the WBO and the continental title thing, is that
the reason we went down the WBO route is right now you've got the world champion who's Teixeira, who's fighting Brian Castano, who's a mandatory. At number 2 is Liam Smith. So we want to get in that position that if we take the Liam Smith fight, that is a final eliminator for the world title to make Kel Brook mandatory. And I really feel like Kel Brook against Liam Smith is a brilliant, brilliant fight. So that's the fight that we're aiming for if we can't land the super fights for both of those guys. You know, so if we can't get Khan, if we can't get Rosario, if we can't get Teixeira straight, we've got to look at eliminators. And one against Liam Smith is a great British fight that I'd really like to see. I know, cracking fight.
Just break down, which is the other 2 fights in the headline in this
Galahad
fight?
Against Moreira, brilliant fight. I mean, look, Kid Galahad, Sheffield thinks he beats Warrington, Leeds think they won. One thing I will tell you is Josh Warrington is the number 1 featherweight in the world. And Kid Galahad had a very close fight with him, whatever way you want to look at it. Claudio Moreira is a very good fighter, good mover. He can punch as well. Spoke really well, fancies it. Yeah. He's with the PBC. They're desperate to win this fight. So for us, we need Kid Galahad to win this fight. I want to see him set his feet a little bit more. I want to see him let his hands go a little bit more. Maybe take a few chances. Because when you're in with quality, you can't always just try and nick the fight. And I don't think he should try and just nick this fight. I think he needs to stamp his authority on the fight, counter punch Moreira. But Moreira, very well schooled, good fight. This is a very, very close fight. 50-50 fight. Really good world level fight.
Terry Harper, your new favourite fighter?
Yeah, I just love, you know, what I love is, I saw it the other week, last week in Miami. You know, our guy Tevin Farmer got beat by Jojo Diaz. When they announced Dan the New, I looked at the trainer, I looked at the manager, I looked at the promoter, and I miss that feeling. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that feeling. I've had it with Barker, with Crawler, with Bellew, with Brook, you know, with Froch, with AJ. Like, there's nothing like it. And I looked on their faces. And I see sometimes when you've got a close team what it means to other people. So in Terry's case, I look at Steffi Ball and I look like it's almost like he's like Terry's his daughter. You know, like there's that bond between them. And I'm excited for them. And I like underdog stories. And I look at Terry Harper, you know, good amateur, but never went to the Worlds, never went to the Europeans, never went to the Olympics. But right now, he's all of a sudden selling over 1,000 tickets out of her hand. Got a whole village or town coming down to watch her fight. And you know what? I've got a feeling she's really, really, really good. Really good. Like, super elite good. But you only find that out against someone like Eva Wallström. If she beats Wallström at this stage in her career, she's got serious talent. And there's something about her that's so unassuming. It's almost like Katie Taylor. But Katie Taylor's got more belief in herself because of her achievements. But Terry's like in this whirlwind of a fairy tale. And I love seeing people like that. I love seeing her face. I love seeing how happy she is. I love seeing how much she can't believe what's happened to her life and how it's changed. And when I get people like that, I want to give them more. I want to give her America. I want to give her unifications. I want to make her the first female fight to ever have a stadium fight in Doncaster. I don't know. Like, call me crazy, but that's what motivates me. There's no money for me in these situations with Terry Harper. You know, like one day she might be in a mega fight where we'll make some money. So maybe, but you know, and I know, you know, I always talk money. It gets boring, right? But trust me when I say this is just for enjoyment, right? Because I think she's a lovely girl. I think she's a great fighter, and I would love to see her win the WBC world title. It'd be a wonderful achievement. She would be the first ever English woman to win the WBC world title. Yeah.
I'm going to do some quick fire questions, obviously, because I can see there's about 15 other media here in the line waiting patiently. Canelo's situation when we're at seems dead in the water. Billy Joe Saunders was the front runner at the end of Christmas or beginning of January. Is that now the case now?
Not really. I think Billy and Callum are both in the hat. I do believe that it's likely that if a deal can be done, the fight will go down to one of those two. That's what I think. Ultimately, as I've said all along, Canelo's the boss. Canelo will choose. You know, but of course, it's not just a case of, although both guys, Billy and Callum, are desperate for this fight. It's the one thing they want more than anything. There's got to be a market value that we've seen in previous fights with other world champions that has to be adhered to, because they're giving up potentially their WBO or their WBA Ring Magazine title to go to Canelo's, really his backyard, in the toughest fight against one of the biggest names in boxing. So they all want the fight, they want a fair deal, and they will both accept the fight. It really is going to come down to who Canelo Alvarez chooses.
Have you got both of them nipping your ears on the phone?
No, I'll keep him very honest and just saying that this is what's happening. You know, there's been minor conversations about both guys, and they're both aware of that. Long way to go to making a deal. But I do believe when you look at who else are they going to choose? You know, we're in the same house effectively, so it's very easy to do, providing we reach the terms that basically everyone else has got to fight Canelo. We're not after anything out of the ordinary. So keeping both guys in the loop, and it's not a case of, I don't think Golden Boy playing both guys off. Basically, Canelo's going to go, he's the one I want.
AJ Pulev,
yeah.
An announcement of that?
Yeah, very close. Yeah. You know, getting there on agreeing terms now. I was with AJ last night. Strict instructions from him. London. You know, Eddie, we've gone to America, we've gone to Saudi, I want to come home. He's aware. He's going to make a lot less money to do it in London. He says, I don't care, I want to fight in London. I miss it, I want to give the UK fans a fight, and that's what we're working on right now. June, Spurs is the front runner. We've had offers from Middle East, from Far East, from Africa, from America. And I went through with him last night and he went, no, London. I'm boxed there for it's amazing, because when you look at it, we've pretty much agreed terms with Usyk Chisora. Might be a couple of weeks later than we first anticipated. We've got White Povetkin. We've got potentially 3 big heavyweight nights, all taking place in the UK. So be ready for the news when the tickets go on sale. Store your money for the tickets for those 3 fights, all being announced in the next couple of weeks.
White Povetkin and not White Andy Ruiz?
No, not the first time round. Dillian's taking a bit longer to get back in the ring because He's got a new fitness regime, new people working with him on that side. He felt it was too heavy in Saudi. It's been a bit frustrating because we could have gone with him on March 28th and April, but he needs a little bit more time. He wants to get it right. It's a very big year for him, and you're going to see WHYTE Povetkin. It's going to be fireworks.
2 more questions on the heavyweights. Obviously, one that's maybe getting announced tomorrow, but obviously one that's fighting happening in 2 weeks' time in Vegas. Wilder versus Fury.
Yeah.
And all that. The winner, everyone's wanting the winner to face Joshua, but in your opinion, how do you see the fight going between Wilder and Fury?
I think it's a 50-50. I think, Fury's got to fight the fight he always fights. It's got to be awkward. It's got to just, jig around and not get hit.
Good impression.
And not get hit and use his skill, of which he has a lot. Wilder's got to be more reckless, take more chances, and try and hit him on the chin. See, it's not simple maths. So I believe Fury will win the fight. I hope Fury wins the fight. And he's just got to be. He's got not good news, but he's got to make it boring. He's got to do what he done against Klitschko. But we know that Wilder can punch, and one punch from him can change the course of the fight.
Can we see the winner facing Joshua?
I think you have to. You have to. I mean, look, we know about the contract situation. If we can't fight him, we can't fight him. But I think the winner of that fight should be automatically saying, "I have to fight Joshua next."
Final last question. Looks like Dubois, Joyce getting announced tomorrow. Fingers crossed. How do you see that fight?
Good fight. Both novices is tough, but both pro novices never boxed anyone of any real magnitude beyond probably English title level, let alone British title. So fun because we don't know how they're going to react under pressure. Dubois looks really good. Still a lot of question marks about him. You hear Jim's stories, and it might be bollocks, but Joyce will be the guy to test him. I think if Joyce can get past the first couple of rounds, he's got a chance in the fight. I think that it's a good fight, and I think you'd have to lean towards Dubois. But interesting because both guys sort of out of the level. They've never boxed in on an occasion like that. Yeah. Hearing it's going to be box office, which might lay a little bit of stress off me. So a lot of pressure on them. So in the build up, both guys aren't the biggest sort of showman, so there's going to be a lot of other things coming into the fight, and it'll be a different kind of pressure environment, but it's a good fight.
Well, they won't keep you much longer. Everyone's eyeballing me, want to fight me to get your time, so
Cheers, mate.
This Fight for TV,
Cheers,
and
mate.
catch you soon.
Cheers.
Thanks, Eddie.
Just going to do Scott, alright?